Kentuckians out of work. Find out why politicians aren't happy about the move.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Justin Case. 3 weather systems in 3 days. That is what our weather team is tracking for the end of the work week and through the weekend. One of those systems could impact travel plans Saturday morning, including fans who might be traveling to Lexington for the big Kentucky game. Chief Meteorologist Andrew Dockery is in the Weather Center with the latest. Andrew?
Yeah, Justin, you said it best. The travel impacts could be from snow. We are looking at a very soggy and moist forecast here as we head into the next couple of days across eastern Kentucky. Pinpoint Doppler showing at this time not much moisture to work with yet, but the cold front is working into our region and will be providing for a very active and more scattered shower type of night and even into your Friday morning. Notice temperatures right now, they're sitting in the mid-50s, and our high will more than likely be at midnight tonight. And as the temperatures drop from the cold front, which will set us up for some impacts Friday night into your Saturday morning. Of course, tonight, scattered showers late. Friday, it's the 2 systems, one in the morning, the other one at night into Saturday. And Justin, that's the one where if you're traveling to the north, you're going to want to be on the lookout. Download the WYMT weather app, because the further north you go, the better snow chances. As we head into the forecast, we'll break down how much snow we're expecting and the rest of the details coming up in a few short minutes.
Andrew, thank you. 1 year ago today, 14 students and 3 staff members were killed at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. At 2:21 this afternoon, the city of Parkland, Florida paused for a moment of silence. Students hugged and held hands. A clock tower chimed for each of those who died. There were video presentations, music, and speeches by ministers, rabbis, and chaplains to give families words of strength. Students in Johnson County had Valentine's Day off today. It was not because of the holiday, though. A threat late last week that has boiled over to this week forced school officials to pull the plug on classes countywide. While the threats directed at students at Johnson Central High School are not credible, school officials said today was a no-go out of an abundance of caution.
My initial reaction was concern, of course, the concern for the kids and the faculty here at Johnson Central. Of course, that is always our utmost concern, is our future.
Officials plan for students to be back in class tomorrow. Constitutional carry or permitless carry. It means law-abiding people who are of a certain age are allowed to carry a firearm concealed without a permit. While that's not the law in Kentucky right now, it soon could be. Senate Bill 150 was introduced today. Its sponsor, Senator Brandon Smith from Hazard. Today I talked with firearms instructors about why this new law should be in place, but also why training classes are critical for responsible gun owners. You were not charged for freedom of religion or freedom of speech, so why are you charged for something the Second Amendment should protect? That's how Ron Thompson sees Senate Bill 150.
Same thing with freedom of religion, freedom of speech. This is going that step and giving it back to the people, saying, okay, this is something that you were granted originally. We've been, charging for it or withholding it. Here it is. This is having something back.
Law-abiding Kentuckians 21 and older are already allowed to open carry without a permit. Lawmakers who support the bill argue if your jacket or shirt covers your gun and you do not have a permit, you are now breaking the law.
It's kind of insane to think of that, a shirt falling over a firearm can give you some type of conviction and have you arrested. It's sort of insane.
Thompson says gun laws are different in every state, and trying to learn them all on your own can be difficult. That's why he thinks gun owners should still consider concealed carry classes, even if the bill passes.
The class is to inform what state law does allow. Say post office, for example, it might seem innocent. You can't walk into a post office with a firearm on you. A lot of people don't realize that.
And while many argue it's a right, Thompson adds it's something we can exercise safely and responsibly.
The concealed carry classes doesn't necessarily teach you the ability to shoot or anything like that, but it teaches you state law, state guidelines, things you need to know and be aware of if you're going to carry a firearm to be a responsible gun owner.
Senate Bill 150 passed the Senate Thursday and now heads to the House for a vote. We added a web poll to our website earlier this afternoon asking if you think people should be allowed to carry a concealed firearm without a permit or the training that comes along with it. At last check, the results were nearly split 50-50 between yes and no. Police in Knox County are asking you to remain on the lookout for a missing Knox County woman. This is Shannon Wombles. She was last seen in late December. Police said they learned Wombles was missing when they were looking into an abandoned car they say is owned by Wombles and her boyfriend. They want to question the boyfriend but are not calling him a person of interest in the case. If you have any information on where she may be, you are asked to call the Knox County Sheriff. That number is 606-546-3181. Senator Rand Paul says he is not happy with the Tennessee Valley Authority after the board of directors voted to close 2 coal-fired power plants. The Paradise Fossil plant in western Kentucky will cease operations in 2020. 131 plant workers will be out of work, while 135 miners are in jeopardy of losing their jobs. Senator Paul says he is, quote, deeply disappointed with TVA's decision to close Paradise Unit 3 and prolong the war on coal. End quote. The Bull Run plant in Tennessee will also close its doors in 2023. The Tennessee Valley Authority has shut down more than half of its 59 coal-fired power plants it once operated. This continues their trend of moving over to cheaper energy options such as natural gas and renewables. A Bell County inmate escaped during work detail Wednesday afternoon. Bell County detention staff say Rocky Howerton had been on work detail on a Little League facility Wednesday in Middlesboro. Supervisors say as they were heading back to the jail, Howerton jumped out of the vehicle at an intersection on Highway 441.
I'm sure we'll catch him in the next little bit, you know, because he's a hometown boy.
If anyone knows where Howerton is, call 911. Next week, we could learn the trial date for a man charged in a Perry County murder. In August, police say this man, Harold Hayes, killed Terry Stidham. The shooting happened on Elm Shoal Branch in the Combs community. Hayes faces murder and tampering with evidence charges. A hearing is scheduled for next Thursday. After a tough loss to LSU this week, Kentucky needs your help to knock off top-ranked Tennessee. The Volunteers are coming to Rupp Arena this Saturday for a matchup with the Cats, and College Game Day is in town. The bus arrived today. This is the second time this season College Game Day has come to Lexington. The Game Day broadcast this time, though, will be at Memorial Coliseum. Kentucky tips off with Tennessee at Rupp Arena at 8 Saturday night. Today, students at Floyd Central High School got out of their comfort zone and talked to students from the Bronx and New York City. They were able to do this through Narrative 4, a program that allows students from across the globe to discuss the more difficult topics. The program teaches the students to have empathy for one another, no matter their views or opinions.
All the differences that we see in each other, I think it's really important to see that we're not all that different and we have a lot of the same ideas and views and hopes and dreams and all that.
Students from Allen Central Middle School also talked to other students from Tampico, Mexico. This Valentine's Day, a couple from Hazard will be spending their 70th Valentine's Day together. Faye and George Anderson remember the day they met back at a small drugstore more than 70 years ago. Since then, they have had kids, they've become grandparents and even great-grandparents. Their advice over the years, it's pretty simple.
And
never go to bed mad at night. Never go to bed mad.
Right now, when we go to bed, before we go to sleep, we kiss each other.
You don't have to tell that.
On November 24th, Faye, who is 90, and George, who is 91, will celebrate their 71st wedding anniversary. Eastern Kentucky is known for its many talented artists, and Nathan and Chessie Arnett are no exception. This dynamic duo found their love through melody and harmony. Singing together on their first date, they knew they had a special connection. The young couple has made a name for themselves this past year, traveling to different gigs around the state hand in hand.
Like, as a lead singer, you never do the same thing. You always sing a song differently, even if it's just little inflections. Something's always different. And as a harmony singer, you have to be able to follow that person. And I always know what he's going to do, even though he doesn't even know what he's going to do.
The Arnettes will be featured together on NBC's The Voice, airing on February 25th. Coming up at 11, a hazard road is back open after a mudslide blocked multiple lanes. And find out why people in New York say they do not want 25,000 jobs.
And rain, snow, and more rain. We have 3 systems in 3 days, and we'll have the details coming up in 3 minutes.
This President's Day, there's big news at Nissan Now. No brand received more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards for cars and trucks than Nissan. And now get big savings.
Get 0% financing for up to 60 months on 14 models. Pizza Baked Spaghetti is back at Fazoli's. It's only $4.99, including unlimited breadsticks, all-natural pasta, vine-ripened tomato sauce, mozzarella, and pepperoni. This delicious fan favorite is back for a limited time. Get it all for just $4.99, only at Fazoli's.
I'm Matt Morgan. If you've been injured, never sign a release with the insurance company until you speak with a lawyer. The release may deny you benefits that you're entitled to. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Oh, hey, Keno night. You ready? We'll take a seat and pick how many numbers you want to play. Now, choose your numbers. You've got 37 ways to win with a top prize of $100,000. Choose your wager.